Alright, so today we have push. Um, we're not going to do crazy on bench press. We're just going to go a little bit lighter, get more reps in, more controlled. Today is going to be more of a form day. Just work on form, concentrated, focus more on like growth and control than anything today. So yeah, maybe do some pause reps on Smith. We'll see what happens. Uh, Nothing too crazy, but I do get a lot of questions from friends about form and how you can do certain techniques increase your bench. Now, I'm not the most reliable source. All I'm gonna say is don't watch my PR videos because that is more or less not incorrect. Yeah, it's an incorrect form. If you're in a meet, I would have to use my regular form, but push weight, that's what I use. So that is a move you can definitely use is leg press, but you don't want to use it like how I usually would. So the way I could describe it, you want your feet out. I always have my feet in, and that's because I'm like using my whole back to help support the weight too. And just the way I think of it is like you want to go down. And when I started benching, I was taught eye level with the bar, so you should be able to touch your eyes and then touch the bar like that. Now, I do like a little bend. I curve my arms in, and like my back arches. That's how you activate your back, your lats into the lift. Make sure you're a little bit farther down because when you get off, you go down, you can lift at an angle. You don't want to just go straight up and down. It's more of like a little curve. Think of it as a wave, the base of the wave, and then the top. And we can use your legs to help thrust going up in another direction. And that's a little bit of a basic form for now. I'll teach you a little bit more with higher weight so you can get a better demonstration. All right, I did a little warm up with the plate, and now I'm doing 185. So we're gonna see how it works. If you guys have any questions, any workouts, forms, uh, rep ranges, stuff like that, I could try my best. I'm not the most eligible person for this. I'd say definitely ask a PT or do a lot of online researching before anything. I say one of the biggest things that could help you is like if you're hitting bench, look up like the muscle groups that it will hit. And then you can realize what you should be feeling. And feeling like the muscle group in a workout is probably one of the best things. You know, one of the best signs that you're doing it good and having a good form, or you're just training really intensely. But you gotta find like these small little singles that you're doing it right in a way. I guess you could say. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go for quite a few reps, maybe close to failure. I don't know. I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm trying not to use too much leg drive in this, like my type of leg drive. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. You know, I'm gonna give it all my muscle, all my motivation, all my energy, and see what happens. You know, man, this is weird starting like this, skin form and everything. Get that back. I just cocked my back. Oh god. Okay. Let's just hope that doesn't happen during set. That would scare me. During a back crack. Oh no. That'd be scary. Okay. Let's Okay, I'm just going and walk past the camera. Let's hit this. Enough talking. That was bad. Oof. Oof. As you just saw, that's my incline set. We're doing it on Smith because we're gonna do some time pauses in this set, which is just basically you're just gonna hold it for a few seconds. and really get the control of it. Now you're gonna get way less reps. Like you might get 10, 12. Probably can end up with like 5. So always be prepared for that. If you're ever trying a new form of workout, always start with a lightweight. You never know if it's gonna be a lot of weight you're gonna be able to do or not. Incline curls, about 25 is a good number that I use. It's a very crazy workout because a lot of more motion than what you're used to. And if you're doing something like a tricep extension and go way up there, 140, so it really depends. You always want to start light and see, okay, feels really easy, go up another 10, another 20 pounds and find where that sweet spot is. But as you saw, that wasn't really a pause rep. That was just a little warm-up set. You get started for this. So now we're going to do the pause rep. Now I recommend doing any type of pause rep on a machine. And if you're doing something like bench Smith machine, because if you don't have a spotter, nothing's really going to stop you. You're just going to be just lying there with the barbell on you. So we're going to see what we can hit with these time trials. Well, that's what I like to call them, time trials. It's a good name for it, I guess. Let's see. Get a real good stretch in this. Really nice and controlled down. You can also show it slow down and you just explode. Like, but that's not the best in my opinion, unless you're trying to do explosive. That's a safe amount. Arm's starting to hurt, and I don't want to get an injury on that. Rather be able to work out tomorrow than not work out at all. Be safe. Yeah. All right. We're gonna do some pullovers now. This is one of my favorite. Oh god, this is too light, too tight. Pullover is probably one of my favorite. You also got to be really careful because this is another workout you can do that can really mess up your rotator cuff, and that is just from experience of getting yelled at by old people. But even though that was a little joke, that is not. To be honest, I've been told by a lot of people who got their rotator cuff blown up just from doing this. Now, never really felt too much pain in my rotator cuff doing this, and I don't know too much about it, but I do know one thing, and that is it leads to massive gains. So we're gonna do a little bit here. So I'll try to teach you what I can. I start like this. I gotta move my headphones, but I do like a little triangle type of grip. Make sure it stays. Kind of like lock my legs into the bench. Curve your arms in like you're doing a bench, and you're trying to activate your lats. You just go straight back. No, you don't have to go all the way down, but it's kind of better if you do. Make sure your arms are inside, not outside. So this really helps you stay form and straight. Really good workout. Sometimes getting that curve in your back during this is a good sign, but don't go too deep into this because that can really mess up your joints and your balance. But overall, this is a very good workout. The pump is crazy, and the overall end result's amazing too. But we're gonna do a few sets of these and go kick on something else. All right, now we're gonna do some dips. That's probably one of my more favorite workouts for chest, the lower chest area. So, keep that in mind. I do recommend everyone do dips, and it's definitely a pretty hard workout to like do it the first time. So doing assisted dips is what I recommend because then you can get a lot more reps in and do a good amount of sets than just getting uneven amounts. So if you are even used to doing like since it dips pretty easily, but like not easily. It's a good workout in my opinion, and it's a very good lower chest workout. Really good pump, and probably one of my favorite workouts. I would say. Chest. A lot of chest workouts are my favorite. I don't know. I feel like that's quite a biased statement that really any gym person could say, but I truly kind of mean it. But if you don't really know what a dip is, you put your hands pretty good distance apart. Now, most of the time, you can't change the distance, so that kind of does suck. I know there are some high techy ones where you can change like the motion, so that's kind of cool. But it's really good stance. I cross my legs at the top, as you'll see. A lot of people just keep their legs flat, and I feel like it's a preference. So do what you like, or do what makes you feel it the most. Very good tricep, I guess too. So good workout. Let's get into it. Could have done a few more, but I don't want to burn out on the first set. That's probably the worst thing that could happen during a workout is you just burn out and you can't do any more sets. That does tend to be a problem. Unless you're like Mike Mentzer. Need to go into failure. Absolute failure. I'd probably be interested in doing a week or a month of a Mike Mentzer type workout, just one set. Definitely be way quicker. But that also does mean I'd rarely have to work out in a week. And like my mental capacity and not being able to work out would probably break and I'd probably end up going to the gym. So maybe I will, maybe I won't. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'm not done yet, but this is the end of chest. Now we're going to move on to the other muscle group. All right, next muscle group, we're hitting the shoulders. We're going to do some front raises. Whenever I hit front raises, I always do alternating. That's just an opinion. If I ever do both at the same time, it's probably going to be at a lighter weight. Mostly because if you are doing that, there's a higher chance actually swinging and breaking form. Now, that's not saying that you probably are eventually going to break form if you're training hard enough, but just in my opinion, I think just going 1, 2 is a little bit better. And you can end on a better note, in my opinion, instead of one arm giving up on the other mid-set. Make sure to keep your arms straight. You don't want it too much of a bend, but you don't want it exactly straight. You kind of want a small bend in your arm. That's what I do. Put it at an angle. Some people say put it at a down angle, like that. It's just a personal preference. Still your mirror. Yeah, you did. Now, whenever you do hit this, make sure to quit when your arm or more or less your rotator cuff is in pain. You don't want to risk an injury, especially with a major joint like that. So always be careful while working out. I do recommend doing front raises, but the next workout we're going to hit is one I like a little bit more. So let's get into it. Having this in my hair is so weird. Mic in my hair. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that was nice. You guys gotta admit. Gotta put a little Ziz pose. I never really knew how to say his name correctly, so